Yo, what's up, TPG Tech Squad, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we will be covering how to install Ubuntu, or any other Linux distro that you want to install. So, this is a follow-up, or kind of a nice pairing with the previous video with using Windows Media Creation Tool. So, before we get started with that, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos. It really does help me out, and it helps to expand the content that I can cover, and get to share and help out more people with what I do. All right, let's get cracking right into the topic today. So, as always, the download link will be in the description though for this. We will be having to download the Ubuntu desktop version. I'm doing all of this raw. I didn't set it up preemptively at all, so you'll get to see this in full. So what we'll be doing here is to download the ISO, which is available on their website here. And this is the latest version as of today, Ubuntu 20. We will download this. So as I mentioned in the previous video, all of the operating system installs will usually be in ISO format, which is usually a disk standard format that you'd see for like CDs or whatever, and they're usually going to be fairly large, so it's going to take quite a bit of time. I'm probably going to cut this out though as it does download, so I'll check back in with you guys once we're finished up. All right, guys, and we're back. The download has finished, as you can see, and we have the ISO right here ready to go. So first off, what you're going to need to do before we even get started, you need a USB that is at least 8 gigs big. This distro is not that large at all. It is the most popular and well-known of the Linux distro, so that's kind of why, in part, why I chose this one to be the first one, or the default one that we're going to go with to show you how to go about installing one. So, all right. We're going to need two things to get this going, though. We're going to need a USB that's at least 8 gigabytes. It's the same as the last video, what we did with the media creation tool. And the second thing we're going to need is the program that actually creates the bootloader to get the thing to boot. And one of my personal favorites and most recommended for a very long time is Rufus. So Rufus is a fairly old program, and it is super lightweight and portable, so you can use it on your flash USB at the same time, or just keep it on your desktop like I do. And it is super simple to use. And it has really never proved me wrong. So we're going to be doing it a little bit differently though, but we will use my SanDisk as I used before to do a live example of how this would usually go. All right, there we go. It's showing up. So first off, what we're gonna have to do here, it's gonna have a bunch of properties of the device. Once it shows up, it's gonna do boot selection. This is irrelevant though for what we're doing so far. We're just going to prioritize the ISO image, and once you select the ISO image, these options become available because it is the properties of the particular image that you have is stored within the ISO. So we're going to select our Ubuntu right here, and it's going to show up what the targeted systems would be for both the basic input-output system and the UEFI settings, and the partition scheme that it's going to use. So we want to use master boot record though for prime like 100 or almost 100% of the time, and the file sizes are going to be very big. We'll go into more detail about the difference between the two of these later on. These later options, you have the volume label, which is the name of the ISO. It contains a name as well. You can change this to wherever you want though, but it really doesn't really matter that much. And we have the file systems. So we have NTFS, which is the Windows standard, and we have FAT32, which has more compatibility. It doesn't have the other versions though, but it does, but it's relative to what the ISO is. If it were like a Mac installation, no one would have the different file systems for that as well. So we're just going to stick to the standard FAT32 because we're not going to be, transferring very much or using this USB for the install. And cluster size, it is best to keep that at default because that's a more advanced option. So we have the options to change it from quick format or whatever, but we're going to keep it all the same there. And that's pretty much it. You don't really need to take a look at any of these options, but I was just running through if you wanted to or were interested in changing some of them. Just keeping it basic and just selecting your ISO, everything should be set to go. And once you have your USB in. So what we want to do is start this up. So we have confirmation that we want to do this. We got to make sure the USB is correct. It's just to make sure you don't completely ruin your day. So we particularly want to just stick with ISO. Just stick with the recommended all the way through. If you do run into any issues, though, you may want to use disk image. But for this one, though, Ubuntu, it doesn't really require it. And make sure it's going to warn you that everything will be deleted. And it's going to proceed copying the files and getting the bootloader correct or ready to go. All right, guys, and here we are. We're loading it up right now. We'll be using VirtualBox for this example, though. It's kind of exactly what you would, it's the exact same thing that would happen if you were to boot it up with USB anyways, and we just want to kind of, be able to see what's happening. Because my camera isn't the best. Yeah, as you saw from the other videos. I don't have the best equipment. So it's loading up here. And there we go. It's not very complicated to set this one up in particular because it is well known for a reason, and it's got a fairly simple and straightforward GUI here that most other distros really don't have, except for like a few that I may cover in the future. All right, so what we want to do is install Ubuntu. We're going to press install. And we're going to use English like that. Continue. What application should I start with? Just normal. Yeah, we're just going to normalize it. Let's use everything normal. Unless you actually are experienced and know what you exactly want out of it, you just want to go with normal installs all the time. Erase disk. Install Ubuntu. Delete your programs, photos, yeah, just install it. Install it. Ready to go. It's written to the disk. Make further changes. It's fine. SCSI 1, 2, continue. We're fine with that. Where we're located, it is accurately saying we're in Central America, right there, in the Chicago region. And your name, we're just gonna do user, as I like to do personally. If you've ever bought anything from me, I guess Bang 1, Bang 1. Okay, you're required to put a password in. My bad. I am winging this though. I'm getting more comfortable with actually winging my scripts. Like I think it would be more organic and better if I do practice a little bit more. So it's going to go ahead and copy the files on over to the hard drive. All right, now the installation is complete. Let's go ahead and restart. And here we go. So we are on the desktop right now, and we have all of these sweet options here. We're going to skip all of this. Live patch, helps you secure, legal notice, and stuff like that. Help improve Ubuntu. All of this amazing stuff. Location services. We are already ready to go, and it has all of these programs that come in-house, like OBS and Discord and all the other stuff. And open software now. So here we go. We have Ubuntu up and ready to go. And if you did enjoy the video and you found this useful, make sure to comment down below and follow me on my social media platforms that are available to you on my channel. And maybe subscribe while you're at it. And make sure to have a great day, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Hey, glad to see you made it to the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. TPG out.